In today's class, we'll be drawing this isometric projection as you can see on the screen. Most students doesn't pay attention to this. They will just pick a point. They will pick a point like this and begin to draw and begin to draw and begin to draw. This does not work. Make sure you draw your what? Your horizontal line, which is also called the what? The reference line. Please pay attention to this. It is very, very important. So let's draw the horizontal line, which is called the reference line. So from this horizontal line, pick a point, just pick a point. Let's represent the point to be this point. Pick the point anywhere you wish. Just pick the point. So suppose this is the point now. Okay. Now make sure that you position your ruler very well, such that the distance from here to here is almost is the same thing as distance from here to here. And another way you can also do it. If you are using T square, that is also fine. But make sure you position your ruler very well. If you are using T square, that is also fine. Position your ruler very well. Okay. So from that point, I'm going to draw 3 lines out. The 3 lines, one will be 30° to the right, 30° to the left, 30°, and vertical line. So this is our 30° set square. We'll be using this 30°. Okay, so let's do that. So draw a line here, make it a construction line. Then we make the part that we need. We make it very what? Very bold. You will see that a measurement from here to here is given to be 40 millimeters. So let's measure that. A 40 millimeter measurement to the left. Can you see the 40 millimeters? This is the 40 millimeters. And to this side, a thickness of 20 millimeters. You see a measurement from here, 20 millimeters. So it's having the same measurement from here to here. So let's take it to be 20 what? Millimeters. And you will see that a measurement is also given here to be what? To be 60 millimeters. Okay. We see that at this point, a line went inward like this. Let's draw the 2 lines. And you also see that at this point, a certain line went upward. So let's draw those lines. Make sure you position your ruler very well. Very important. Okay, from here, a line went upward. A line went upward. So let's draw the 2 lines. Then the distance from here to here is 20 millimeters, just like the distance from here to here. So let's do that. So connect these 2 points together. You see that there's a line that connects them together. Then you will see that there's a vertical line upward and the measurement is given to be 40 millimeters. So let's measure the 40 millimeters here. So you see that. Then let's draw the line. There's a line that went inward like this from this point. So let's draw that line. A certain line went inward like this. So let's draw the line. So there are many ways we can draw this. There are many ways. I can decide to draw it like this, that, or continue from here. So to continue from here, you see that like a certain line came inward like this, and another line went like this. So I will draw a line inward like this and another one outside like that. So let's draw the two lines. I will draw a line like this and another one like this. So let's draw those two lines. And let's draw the other one that went like this. So to know the distance from here to here, you know the distance from here to here is still the same thing as distance from here to here. And that is what? That is 40 millimeters. So from here to here is 40 millimeters. So let's measure that 40 millimeters. Let's measure 40 millimeters out. So then you will see that the distance from here to here is 20 millimeter. Why? Because from here to somewhere around here is 40. And we're now told that from here to somewhere around here, you see a measurement of 20. You know, from here to here is 40, and you know, see small distance from here to here, which is 20. That is, the remaining one from here to here will also be what? 20, which means from here to here will also be what? 20. So let's measure out the 20 millimeters. Then we could see that from this point, I will draw a line downward like this. The line will touch this line. So where it touches this line. So I will draw a line downward like this. And from this same point, a line will also go inward like this. So let's try to draw those two lines. So I will have to extend this. Then from that same point, a line went inward like this. So let me extend this line. Now can you see where they join? I can make it bold. I hope you can see that. Then I can make from here to here bold. Good. I hope you can see that. Then you will see that, as I've said, the distance from here to here. Okay, you see, the distance from here to here is 20. The measurement was already given somewhere around here. So let's measure out the 20 millimeters here. Then you will see that from this point, or I can decide to start from here, or I can decide to continue from here. Okay, so you will see that from here, let me do it like this. From here, a line came inward like this, and another line came out like this. Okay, a line came inward, another one came out. So let's draw those ones. So let's do that. A line came down like this. A line a line came down like this, and another one like this. So let's do that. That one like that. So okay. Then you can also see that from this same point, a certain line came inward like this. So let's do that. So you could see that the distance from here to here is also the same thing as the distance from here to here. And what is the distance? The distance from here to here is automatically 20. Why? Because the distance from here to here is 40 and the distance from here to here is 20. So here will be 20. So I'll measure 20. I will then join it together here. So let's do that. So let's join it together here. Okay. Then you could also see that the distance from here to here is 40 millimeters, just as I've said, 40 millimeters. So you could also see that, as I said, the distance from here to here is also what, 20 millimeters. It was given around here. So let's do that. You could see that from here to here, this is 20 millimeters, and you could see that at this point, a line connects this point and this point together. Connected this point, a line connected this point and this point together. So let's do that. So what is the few thing that is left here? The few thing that is left here is that I will draw it from this point. A line came down. From this point, a line came down. So the line that will come down like this will touch this line. So let's draw the two lines. And from this point, a line. Good. You can see where the line touches this point. So we need to make it bold. Let's just make it bold. And then let's make the remaining one from here to here. Let's make it bold. Okay. Then from this same point, I will measure what, 20 millimeters. I will measure 20 millimeters at this point. I will measure 20 millimeters down. I will then connect it with this. Okay. So let's do that. I will connect it with this and also connect it with this. Okay. So this is 20 millimeters. So I can join them together here. So I can join them together here. Okay. And at the same time, join them together here. There are many ways there are many ways to draw this. There are many ways to draw it. Okay. And so you can erase this part. It's not needed. Their construction lines. Stay tuned for more videos. Consider to like, comment, and share. Thank you for watching.